You have to break one. Hang on a second. I think you found a loophole there.
So I said, well, I'm going to try to find those guys.
Hey, Yann.
Hey. Nice to see you.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment tu vas?
Welcome to Origin Coffee.
Oh, nice. I love coffee.
Yann Vatiste, you are a party starter. Your DJ sets are incredible. It's great to hear you bring so much life and energy to your DJ sets. You have Epsilon Records, which releases some of the most obscure tracks. You truly are a living legend, and it is so great to have you on an episode of CuppaSoul. Thank you so much for coming. We've ordered Americano, cappuccino, so feel free to dive in as we talk. And whilst you tell us, why is this French guy in front of me where he is today? What happened?
Okay, it started a long time ago. You know, I'm 53 years old now. I'm from France. I'm from Lyon. Started to be into soul music when I was probably 14 years old. I was a young muds. You know, mud scene in France was really little. There's few of us who were really passionate. In the mud scene, there was different kind of people with different aspects of music, and I was always somebody who was really into black music. You know, my parents were jazz collectors. You know, they would connect blue notes and they were into jazz, New Orleans. I grew up with music around me when I was a kid. You know, this music, black music, just really amazing. So I was starting to get into it.
So you live in London now.
Yes.
So when did you move to London?
I moved to London the first time in 1989. Then I had to come back, finish my study, finish my master, then went to military service. And the day after I finished my military service, I think it was 91, 92, 91 I think, we packed up the car and we moved to London.
Do you think that maybe your love of soul music influenced you wanting to go to London?
Yes, definitely. I think my first trip to London when I was at Claridge's, which is probably about 10 minutes walk from the 100 Club, really changed my life.
Iconic.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to the 100 Club every month, you know, for 6 months. And I was probably going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, non-stop. Well, you know, when you're young, you know, when you're 22, 23, you don't need much sleep.
Tell me about your first experience at the 100 Club, going down there for the first time.
I remember the first time that I went to an 100 Club, I was sooty with a mud suit, ties.
Inch white tie.
I was a bit of a dancer. You know, I always like spinning.
Okay.
I remember getting in dance row, seeing all these amazing dancers, and I was like, wow, this is really what I love. And I was trying not to compete, you know, but I was trying to give my show as well, to give, you know, so I'm starting dancing, and I remember spinning, and when I spent, I managed to get my jacket out and throw it to Kim, which is my wife. And I was
Whilst you were dancing, that's pretty incredible.
So yeah, the first time I went to the club, I was blown away by the music. When I was a mud, the modern stuff always meant, you know, something looking forward, discovering new music, you know, going ahead, not going backwards. So for me, as a young kid going to the 100 Club, or listening to, or being in a place where they're playing hundreds of tunes that I didn't know, was like, wow, it's absolutely unbelievable.
It's so hard to comprehend when you go there, but you realise that is what you've been looking for. You know, I totally understand that feeling.
That's true.
So when did you get into the record collecting side of things?
Okay, probably when I was 14. You know, just because I was playing in a band when I was 15.
What did you play?
You know, I was playing bass. But to be fair, I was not really good. You know.
What kind of stuff did you play in your band?
4 friends of us. We were playing R&B, kind of Booker T, EMGs, all the really easy stuff, and we kept arguing, we keep changing name all the time. But
what was the name of your band?
We changed name every week.
God, what was your
The
favorite?
Frogs, the Easy Girls, you know, we changed name every week. So at some point, I said, well, you know, just like, I don't think I'm a musician, but I got a good ear for music. So I'm probably going to start looking for records.
Interesting.
You know, so we're starting to hang around in all the record shops as soon as we came to car boot sales, and everything was 20p, 25p, 50p, £1.
Imagine the days.
Yeah, exactly. So we were going out on a Sunday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning with a torch looking at cars, I'm probably bringing 20 record, 50 record, 100 record one day, and then we were coming back home with my friends, drinking some beer and doing some swap. Oh, I find this, and I find it.
And was this back in France that you were
I was
doing
back in
this?
France.
That's really interesting because obviously in the UK we had a lot of like American imports. What was the records like in France?
In France, there's French issues, but there's really little American imports.
Yeah.
So the things that we were buying were the big Motown, Johnny Walker's, all the big Motown stuff, and all the other labels, associated to Motown. Most of the things we were buying blind. We said, oh, it looks good, it's 20p. It doesn't really matter. And then we're coming back, spinning them. Then I'm probably getting more into serious collection when we're doing tape swapping.
Yeah,
Some of my friends went to the UK because they were a bit older than me, and they bought tapes from parties, from all-nighters.
Yeah.
Where
They would record it
when I was
themselves.
15, 16, I've never been to an all-nighter. So those people were giving the tapes, and I was copying the tapes, and I was like, oh, I was writing everything. I was like, I really like this, I really want this, So it's like, I had a want list, was like incredible, pages and pages of want list. But I didn't have a clue how rare this record were, where they were from, who were the artists, and everything. So
you always had this brain of like digging through that and wanting to like dig.
Exactly. That's something I always wanted to do, and something. Yeah.
Talking of records, I've asked you to bring in 3 records today. So let's have a little look at what the records that you've brought in.
Okay. We got a funk record.
Yes.
Which called Kenyatta.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, of course. I really like my funk stuff. Just like this is a record from 1976. From a band called Kenyatta, and nobody knew anything about them.
Yeah.
Just like, and this record is probably $3-4 grand or something like that. I really wanted it. I couldn't find it. So I put myself and I said, well, I'm going to try to find a band because I know that I couldn't find any information about the band. So I said, well, I'm going to try to find those guys. Went through all the BMI stuff, find the name of the artist and everything. I spent months and months, trying to figure out who these guys were. Everybody thought that the band was from Ohio, but it's not from Ohio. The band is from Detroit. And the drummer, who's called Ngudu Chandler, is the guy who's playing, is a very famous drummer, who's playing in Billie Jean with Michael Jackson.
No way.
Yeah, this is Ngudu Chandler.
Oh my God.
This is the name of the guy who owned the labels.
I love how like these kind of little nuggets of information and knowledge.
So I contacted he passed away a few years ago. So I contacted his daughter, and she said, yeah, I've got a copy, but it's cracked. It's broken in half. I said, well, if you send it to me, maybe I can fix it. He said, no, it's the only copy that I've got. And she said, well, I can fix record. That's my job. And she said, no, don't worry. Just like, well. So I carried on looking for the band, and somehow I find this guy who looked a bit too young, who's called Paris Ford. So I contacted him, and I could see that this guy was one of the best bass players in the world. So I contacted him, and I said, are you familiar with this record? He said, yeah, I play bass on this record. And I was like, no way, no.
Oh my God, you're like FBI.
Yeah, exactly. So, we started becoming friends, and said, well, I've been recording on some solo singles back in the 70s on my own. And I said, well, send them to me. And so he sent me some of his music, and I was like, wow, I was blown away. So I created my label. Yeah. And this is the first record that I put on my label. It's called Boogie Down by Paris Ford, which is the bass player of this band. So without this record, I would probably never created my own label.
So Paris Ford is the reason why you started Epsilon Records.
So when I talked to Paris and I said, have you got a copy of this? He said, yes. And I said, well, that's the only copy I've got. So I said, well, Paris, just like if it's the only copy, I won't try to buy it from you. But I kind of tried.
You did want to. You did.
I said, well, I need a bit of money, just like. And he said to me, it's too scratched. He's got a lot of scratches and pops and noise. Yeah. I said, what about you send it to me and you fix it? So he sent me the record in a really crap envelope. Yeah. And I would say probably a month after, I got an envelope from the post, from New York. And I said, what is it? And I opened the record, and that was it. He sent it back to me, give it back to me.
God, that is such an incredible story. I love that. This is going to make what I'm going to ask you even tougher. Record number 2, what have we got?
Okay, number 2, it's Ches Haynes, who is from Barbados. I've done a special video. You can go online. If you put a YouTube, the Ches Haynes story, you will
I've
see.
seen this.
You've seen this?
Yeah, so
That's
you
really
go
cool.
and meet him
Yeah,
very
yeah.
similar to this in a
Yeah,
coffee
yeah,
shop or like a breakfast. Yeah, I did watch it. I did
Exactly.
watch it, yeah.
I was really after this record. I couldn't find it on Discos, on eBay. Couldn't, my friend who had copied didn't want to sell them. So I said, I'm going to try to find the guy. So I've contacted hundreds of people in Barbados. Do you know this guy? Do you remember this guy? And they said, no, he moved to New York. And then somebody said to me, no, he lives in Australia. And somebody said to me, no. Anyway, so I contacted. I won't be lying. Maybe 600 emails or 600 messages or something like that. So I went absolutely crazy. And one of the guys said to me, no, he used to work in a cruise line in the UK. I was like, really? So I carry on the research, and I couldn't find him in the UK. And he had the Facebook page was dead and everything. And I was like, oh God. And I was like, should I give up? And I tried on Facebook every single keyword that you can say. And I don't know why, absolutely don't know why. One day at 1 o'clock in the morning, I put Ches Haynes pizza. And I saw this guy in the pizzeria playing records with a guitar.
Have you ever thought about taking up a private investigation?
Oh, I should do. and I heard the voice of the guy when I pressed click, and I said, this is him. So I contacted the pizzeria, and I said, do you know Ches Haynes? And he said, what do you want from him? I said, well, just like, I just want to talk to him about his music. So
he probably thought someone was after him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
They said maybe he
bad
owed me some money or something.
Yeah.
So he said, no. I will give you his number. I will give you your numbers. And Ches Haynes, hello, this is Ches Haynes. Oh, he called me. He was in fucking Blackpool.
No way.
Yeah. So I see all these people going to Blackpool, Northern Soul, and there's a busker, soul artist.
Just busking in the street.
Who's busking in the streets. Nobody knows, which is unbelievable. I tried to contact Richard Selling and say, come on, guys. Yeah. These artists really deserve. He wrote about 1,000 songs. Yeah. He recorded 6 or 7 singles. He deserved a chance just to come on stage and to do a couple of songs. He's just a brilliant voice. He's a brilliant man.
And where is he now? Do you know?
He's still in Blackpool.
Yeah, he's still in Blackpool. Still busking.
Yes.
We went to Blackpool recently. We might have even seen him and probably didn't even notice. It's so easy to walk down the street and everyone's
I will send you some photos so you can put them on the monstage, and see what he looks like.
This is the thing nowadays.
Next time people will go to Blackpool.
Yeah.
If you see him, please ask him to sing Please Don't Go.
There you go. If anyone is in Blackpool, go and check out this guy busking in the streets. Or if you live in Blackpool, go and support him. Which brings us to record number 3.
Okay. That's the next record.
Girl, Don't Leave Me, Lil Major Williams.
Okay, Little Major Williams. That's another record I loved, for years. And that's another record, quite expensive, quite rare. Came out twice in 2 different labels. The William Free came out in 1978, and the Palladium record came back in 1982. So everybody thinks that actually this is this is not a bootleg, but this is a later issue. Another one that's I tracked down. So I tracked down the people who recorded the first one on William Free, which is white guys. We actually arranged, and so when the William brothers came to the studio, 1978, this guy, I forget his name, put them together, and just the song was not actually finished. So he helped them to finish the song and put it together. And I think they cut. He told me 500 copies, at the times, and then he didn't do much. He didn't have much promotion of it. And 4 years after, he gets picked up by Palladium, and on Palladium reissue it or cut it again, which is a better acoustic actually. There's a better sound on this one. Cut 1,000 copies of it. So it's still a rare single. So I said, I'm going to try to find down Little Major Williams. After doing some research, I was like, why is he called Little Major Williams? Is he little? Is he big? Whatever. I saw this guy who's called Ray Williams. And he was on Facebook, and I looked for his photos. And I saw a picture of him and his brother. And his brother is called Little Major Williams. I was like, whoa, no. So that must be him. So I contacted Ray. And I said, yeah, that's me. I was playing on this record. I was 14 years old. I was like, no way. You know, I was the drummer.
Yeah.
You know, so I was starting to talk to him, and I say, I heard there's another version, a later version, you know, of this record, which probably an 80s version. They said, yes, I've cut it back in 1888. You know, I've got my own version, but that it never came out. It was just on the CD or something. I said, you still have the master? He said, yeah, I still have the master. So, Mr. Epsilon cut Ray Williams.
Yeah.
This record on my label.
Do you reckon it's your French heritage that gives you that tenacity and that like?
I'm not sure. I think, you know, just like there's people who collect records for the sake of it because they love the record. They want to have the best record collections. I enjoy more looking for these artists than spending £1,000 on eBay.
It's the journey, isn't it? And the stories,
And the good thing is, when you're looking for something, you discover 100 things.
Yeah.
When you're looking for only for one record, you know, that's it. You've seen it, you pay, you don't have anything back. You know, I always try to give back what I've got, what I've learned from the artists, back to them.
Yeah.
That's why I created my own label.
That's incredible, and I think it's really great what you're doing with Epsilon Records. But I have to ask you now, with these 3 records, you have to sell one.
If I had to sell one.
You have to bin one, or break one, and you're allowed to keep one.
Okay,
what are you going to do?
I would say I would keep this one.
Keep that one. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the moving music Kenyatta.
You know.
So we're going to keep that one.
Yeah.
So which one are you going to break?
I break
Get
this
rid of
one
forever.
because I can get another one back.
Hang on a second. I think you found a loophole there.
Well, actually, I have 2.
So you're going to sell this one. So this one gets sold on.
Yes, because
so it might end up in someone else's
because
DJ
I got
set.
a Palladium free, but it's not on good nick. So I need to upgrade my Palladium free so I can sell this one.
Great stuff. I love that you managed to figure out that so quickly. But I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Yann, thank you so much for coming in and enjoying a cuppa. Cheers to that.
No problem.
And I'll see you guys in the next episode.
And thanks to
CuppaSoul.
Origin Coffee, the best coffee in the
Yes,
world.
thank you to Origin Coffee.